talk about off campus. Hi guys, welcome back to my bunker, and if you're new here, hi, my name is Bella. Nice to meet you. I was one of the culprits that binged off campus in a day. I was also working, so I had to binge it like across 2 nights. I even made a TikTok video. I made a reel and the off-campus account commented, hi, yes, hi bestie, I know you see me, so when that season 2 premiere is happening, make sure you call me, okay? Because now we're friends. Like, you're not just going to comment on my video and repost my video and say we're not besties. Like, we're besties now. So and it's a good thing that I love Ali and Dean, so when that premiere is happening, yeah, I went into off campus with no expectations. I didn't know what I was going to get. If I'm being honest, like, I didn't read the books, but I heard that the books were not great. So, and already let me tell you guys, funny thing, when the video showing the cast of off campus, the boys, right? I remember very well people were dragging them. Oh, this is not how Graham looks. Oh, this is not how Dean looks. I remember, I didn't comment because I'm like, I don't know what the characters are meant to look like, but like, y'all are being harsh. But now, once the show came out, once you guys finished, oh my god, Daddy Dean, oh my god, Graham, oh my god. I remember you said, but I thought, it's such a random memory for me to have, but I remember that there was a negative reaction to the cast, but now everybody apparently loves that. Like I said, when I watched this show, I went into it with no expectations. I knew that it was like a show that everybody was watching, so I'm like, okay, let me give it a watch. It's kind of like The Summer I Turned Pretty. I watched it because everybody was watching it, so I was like, okay, let me see what it's about. I loved it. I loved it with all my heart. Like, I feel like all the different things that they addressed, like the way the show was, I absolutely loved it, because I don't even think there was a point where I cringed when I was watching it. I only reflected on this when I saw people saying like, oh, they found off-campus cringe, and I was like, cringe? Not once. Whether it was an intimacy scene, whether it was an emotional scene, whether it was I was locked in. Like, that show took me on a roller coaster of emotions. And people might be like, oh my days, like, it's just a hockey show. Well, actually, do you even know how to have fun? Like, do you even know how to like enjoy anything in life? Because I feel like that show was it was giving very much like a proper comfort TV rom-com. Like, do you know what I mean? We've not had this in a hot minute. It's something that has rubbed me the wrong way, and not with this show, but mainly with the fans, is the negative reaction to John Tucker. And I know there's this whole thing of like, well, the John Tucker in the book was, I think he had urban hair, and he was white, and he was country, so that's who they wanted. But sometimes, and what am I saying sometimes? Most times, movie, TV show adaptations are never bar for bar with the book. Okay? And you would think John Tucker that's been casted is like bad looking or something, or he acted the role badly. No, I feel like, again, based off of the TV show in itself, I felt like that character and the actor, they were a perfect fit within the show, and he was a perfect addition to like the boys. Like, he blended well with the boys. And how I noticed this was on TikTok when I initially finished the show and I was kind of scrolling through edits. Though I liked the video that I already saw was like, I think it was like, giddy up, that sound. So I'm like, okay, they're going to add all the boys and it's going to be like this thing. So I already liked it. And then I noticed that John Tucker was in the video. I said, So I then made another video just saying like, I've noticed that like a lot of the edits, because I noticed it in other videos, but I was like, okay, maybe it's just, and then I realized that it was actually being cut out of like edits and even conversations regarding like is it Briar U, the Briar boys or whatever they're called. Sorry, I should know this, but you know what I mean. Yeah, I noticed it was being cut out of the edits when it came to like the hockey players, and I was like, something is amiss. So I made a video just saying like, I've noticed something is amiss, and then a lot of people were like, oh well, he doesn't really have a lot of like hot, sexy scenes in the show. Oh, Bo didn't really have any hot, sexy scenes in the show, but he was in the edits, and he's not even part of the core 4. Yes, he's not even part of them. So what are we talking about? And did we watch the same show? I saw some hot stuff in there. Dylan is hot. Don't play. I'm so sorry, don't play. Because after I made that video, I then started seeing all the edits, and I saw that they were clearly hot scenes. So you guys are just making things up, and just say you don't like him. Just say you don't like him. Just say you're sad that he wasn't like your white urban hair actor, and we'll carry on. We'll ignore the comments and know that, okay, that's what's doing you. But then at the same time, this life, books, life, love, stories, everything is open for interpretation. Have fun with it. I'm sorry you didn't get your fan cast. It happens. But this show really did give me that like comfort feel. Not bar for bar, because I feel like that movie is unmatched. It gave me that kind of comfort feel to all the boys I loved. No, actually, scratch that. That's a lie. Nothing is touching to all the boys I loved. On another note, something I really liked with this show was how they addressed abuse. You know, how they had dedicated episodes as well that were like, that fully covered the two different abuses within the show. And I noticed that some people were like, oh, I got bored by like episode 5 or something like that. And I'm like, hello? Why are you getting bored when things are getting serious? Why are you getting bored when the show is talking about important issues? I know what you are. Don't do that. Don't say that. Because I saw like even people like commenting about it, like people who said that they didn't finish the show, they were like, oh yeah, I stopped at like episode 3, I started at episode 4, I stopped at episode 5. I'm like, I wonder why. So that's why for me this show was so well-rounded, because it wasn't just like the intimacy part, it was the intimacy in terms of like obviously physical intimacy. I feel like was portrayed well. Emotional intimacy I feel like was portrayed well. The character development, the growth, the progression of the romance I feel like was done well. The miscommunication was done well. The vulnerable parts that needed to be addressed, like all the different abuses that had happened across the show. I felt like seeing that they actually dedicated some episodes that were heavily focused on those issues, I felt like that was done well. But it seems like some people just wanted to go there like, this is not a hub. Like, this is a show, and the show is covering different issues. So that was the part that rubbed me the wrong way when I saw people saying that. I'm like, I know what you are. You stink. Prime Video have also announced that Dean and Ali's story is the next season. I don't know why people were like, oh my god, I'm so excited. Didn't we all know from the way the last episode went? I thought it was obvious. Like, I know obviously their story comes, I think, 3rd in the books, but like with the way it was positioned, I thought it was, they had like a whole episode dedicated to them. I thought it was obvious. The love interests of the other two, so the 2 Johns, haven't been announced. So like, how? Anyways, and just on Dean and Ali, when I watched that scene, that this don't know way if your life is dead on it. I said, wow, these are my new clients, Dean and Ali. You have now been promoted.
But now you have been promoted. You are now one of my elite employees.
Oh, I thought we were here for Graham and Wealthy. I didn't know you guys were the main characters. Right. Yeah, I was locked in immediately. You guys, like, nah, their chemistry was off the charts. Like, even me, again, I didn't read the book, so I didn't know whether they were actually going to end up together, but I was like, okay, it's already alluding to that. But then seeing that they gave us an episode dedicated to them, and then now have X grating sound, like I was like, oh my days, break up with him. And then when she went into the stairwell, obviously I hope if you're watching this you must have watched the show, or like you don't plan on. Anyways, when she went into the stairwell and clicked do not call, I was like, you can't be calling that guy and being so serious. And then we found out it was Dean. I said, yes, actually involve me. Who said that? And the fact that she has now slept with his arch nemesis, I also believe in the books that did happen, but like I can already see the tension like it's going to create, like the angst, the anger, the betrayal, then coming back to each other because they can't stay away from each other. I'm like, ah! But now moving on to another member of that hockey team, John Logan. Logan. See, I asked a question on my TikTok and nobody answered me, where I was like, you know, obviously when, again, I didn't read the book, so me, I'm just going off of what I'm seeing. When him and Wellesley were speaking on the porch, I looked around. Obviously I'm in my room by myself at the time when I was watching this, but I was like, she can't have both? She can't have a taste of both? No? Okay. You know, I now saw someone tweet, like, obviously randomly, they were just like, oh, please, no one should be shipping them with like someone that's not in their couple. I'm like, ah, sorry. Me, I'm not even shipping. I'm just like, she can have a bit of, but I'm glad she kissed him. I'm glad she kissed him. But you know what I mean? I'm very much like, I don't dabble. Like, you don't have to end up together. You can just get a taste. You know what I'm saying? And then you have John Tucker, my sweetie patootie. I love a nerd. I love a sweetie patootie. That's my spec. I don't have a type. Like, I would go for it, whether it's a bad boy or like a sweetie patootie. But like, you just have to be an expert in your field. If you're gonna be a bad boy, be a bad boy. If you're gonna be a cute patootie, a sweetie patootie, be a sweet patootie. And Tucker is exceptional in his field. So I was drawn. I think the casting director, whoever she is, because I know it's a woman, you did a phenomenal job. You did a phenomenal job. I can't tell you like, oh, I prefer this boy to this boy. Obviously, I'll say like Graham, I don't dislike him, but he's not my favorite. He's not my favorite boy. Like he's cool, but like he's not my favorite. But like Dean, John, and Jean, Logan, Tucker, I feel like they're all tied. I feel as though they're all tied. And then Graham. That's how great a job you did. The fact that 3 can be tied, yeah. I'm moved. And finally, to wrap up this video, I do want to talk about the dynamic between Ali and Wellesley. I do love the way the female friendship was portrayed in this show. You know that scene where Wellesley was then finally confiding in Ali about her experience, and then Ali said, "You're the friend." And the thing is that I knew she knew, but at the same time, it was such a vulnerable moment for Wellesley, and I just thought that that was portrayed so beautifully. And even like in terms of them even just getting with different guys and, you know, having their own romantic experience, they were always just like coming back to each other and there for each other through like everything. Like Ali even calling Dean to be like, get Graham to the show now. Like, yes, girl, you stand beside her. You guys hold on to each other. Like, I feel like the show was so well-rounded. Like, I could keep going on and on about all the good things from this show, but like, I'm gonna stop there. I don't think it was cringe. I really enjoyed Off Campus, and if you haven't watched it, I think you should go and watch it because you're going to thank me later. I was considering reading the books, but everyone that read the book literally said, don't read the book. The show was better. Just stick to watching the show. So yes, I'm just going to watch the show. Let me know in the comment section who your favorite boy is out of the 4. So out of Graham, Dean, Logan, and Tucker, who is your favorite Briar U boy? Let me know. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Love you. Bye.
Can you feel that? We're done here. Move out of the way, I'm gonna run you over. Bye, kid.